Hello, my amigos. Today we're going to talk about chores. Should you be making your child with disability do them? Let's talk. Hi guys, welcome back to Life with a Side of Autism. Today I wanted to talk about chores, and chores just kind of came to me the other day because a parent I was talking to asked me, hey Mary, does your son with autism do chores? I said, well, why do you ask? And so she was just kind of talking about, her son who is on the autism spectrum. He's younger, he's 7. So I would say he's more affected by autism, and he's a slower learner. But she was, just talking about her other children were saying that it wasn't fair that this little guy didn't have to do any chores. And so, we just talked about it a little bit. Her thoughts were, that he's just has a lot of stuff that he's working on, and that, when he's home, they should do everything to make him as comfortable as possible. And, he's in therapy all day, and just that, he just gets some passes at home. And, it takes a while to teach him a new skill. So we talked about that a little bit. And so I did share with her that, yes, my son Brad does have chores. Now he is on the higher end of the spectrum, and he's older. But even when he was very little, I made him do chores. And some of the chores that I made Brad do was like, after dinner was over, he had to throw away like all the napkins, or he had to bring, the silverware and put them in the sink. So he had to clear the table. Now that he's, 29, he does his own laundry. He makes sure the dogs have food and water, and he makes sure the refrigerator is stocked with water and soda. I've always felt that it was important that he do chores because he's living in a family, and anytime you live in a family, I think it's important that everybody contributes. But also, I really feel like the chores that he had when he was little have always been skill building. He actually can empty the dishwasher now, where, he couldn't do that 10 years ago, but now he can do that. So I was talking to this mom, and, it's like, well, what kind of chores do you think that he could do? And she thought, well, he probably could, throw the napkins away when dinner was over. And he probably could move some of the silverware from the kitchen table to the sink. And I think that's really important. I really never thought about it until Brad went to work, and he's been working now steadily for about 10 years. He has taken a COVID break, but he is back to work. But just thinking, Bradley really feels good about his job. He takes pride in it, and it makes him feel like he's doing something important and he's good at something. And so I think by this mom, I think maybe by her little guy having some chores, simple chores to start with. It's going to build skill, and so like eventually they'll be able to build on the skill of just taking 1 or 2 forks at a time and put them them into the sink. That maybe sometime he'll be able to open the door of the dishwasher and put them in the dishwasher. But again, it might make him feel really good and just help build the self-esteem, because everybody loves it when they pitch in and are part of the family, and you hear somebody say, hey, that's a great job. So I think one of the things we have to think about is, where is your child on the autism spectrum, and what kind of skills does he have, and how old is he or she? So if you have a child who is more severe on the spectrum, I think you need to look at what kind of things can he do. Does he hold a pencil? Does he brush his own hair? Is he putting on his own clothes? Just think of the abilities that he has, and think, how could that translate into a chore? So if you have a child, who is able to hold a crayon and is able to follow one-step instructions, then you definitely could teach that child how to maybe clear some silverware from the dinner table, or when setting the table, maybe putting the napkins around the dinner table. But just kind of think of, what kind of skills that they're good at. If it's just a simple one-step instruction, like maybe just bring all the napkins and just put the napkins on the table as a pile, and everybody can take their own, and then gradually work on teaching him, how to put one at each place setting. You could, request that at the end of the day, when your child takes his bath or takes his clothes off, that he puts his clothes in the hamper. You can ask when your child gets home and he takes his shoes off that he puts his shoes in the closet or the specific place where shoes go. You could ask your child that they put their backpack in a certain place. You can ask your child to hang up his or her coat in a certain place. Little things like that, I think, you can teach your child to do. And again, that's just skill building, that when he goes to school, he's gonna know he's gotta hang up his backpack. He's just gonna, these are little skills that over his lifetime will just build and build and build to bigger skills. I think, it's important to, in my house, like the rule is we always put toilet seats down, so the boys in my house know that they put the toilet seats down, and we put the lids down in my house. So no unsightly toilet bowls in my house. So just little things like that. Just think about what can they do. Maybe they could put their laundry away, put their socks in their sock drawer, just simple. So just start simple and just really praise your child. And I bet you'll see that he or she really enjoys pitching in and doing things that they can do, because everybody wants to be successful. Everybody likes doing things that they're successful at. And everybody, most everybody likes the praise from it, especially children. So I think if you find some things that they're good at, praise them, that you will see that they enjoy doing this, and then maybe you can build on that, and they can just start doing more and more, and it can grow and grow and grow. Once your child gets competent at something and is good, then it's like, what's the next baby step that we can add onto this? Keep stretching them, keep stretching them. And I think it's great that they participate in, just the family chores. Those are my thoughts on chores. I think chores for our kids with autism are important, just like they are for all children. I think all children should have chores. I know some people would disagree with me. The new chore that we have Brad doing is we have him doing COVID cleaning. And that means he puts on a pair of gloves and he takes like a sanitizing hand wipe. It's kind of a heavy dutier one, and he has to go and wipe down all the doorknobs and all the light switches in the house. And he does it really well and takes a lot of pride that he's helping keeping us all safe and clean and germ-free, and he takes the job seriously, and he does a really nice, thorough job, way more thorough than I would do. Probably takes him a good 20 minutes. But it's important that we all pitch in as far as I can see. So I'd love to hear what you think about chores, and do you have your child with a disability doing chores? If so, what kind of chores do they do? Do you think they impact their lives? If you don't have your child doing chores, chime in below and tell us why you think that's the right path to go. I think this would be a really interesting conversation to have, because we've all got little kids. They're going to grow up to be big kids. What are some things we should all be doing at home? What have you done that's been successful that you can share? So thanks for joining me, my amigos. I enjoy spending time with you. I hope you enjoy spending time with me. Please leave your comments below, and I'll see you on the next video.